doing today?
Driving. Lots of driving. Matte black Raptor. Yes.
Ford.
There's a fucking GTR coming.
No way.
Yes.
Not a GTR.
Yeah, that's a GTR.
Every time I drive with you, we saw a Lambo and a Viper, and now a GTR.
Oh my god, GTR. That's a great license plate.
OMG GTR.
We have a SS Camaro. I thought there was a Corvette up there, a GTR, and a pretty sleeper Focus that we're following, all in a line right now. Is there a car feed we don't know about?
Hazelnut. Subscribe. Sponsor.
I want Wendy's to sponsor us.
Yes.
Oh my god, I would eat there every day.
I would get a giant ass Baconator on the back of the Datsun.
Yeah. We are driving to an undisclosed area because we're saying goodbye to the birds. Cue sad music. It's been a long day. You know how we had that whole sit down and talked about what we're gonna do next and future stuff?
Yeah. That video's like voided.
Yeah. Completely voided. Something kind of clicked and we both agreed with it at the same time that the BRZ can't really move forward unless I drop tens of thousands of dollars, including getting a different daily driver, obviously the turbo kit that I wanted. So we're going a different route that can get us where we want a lot sooner.
It's gonna be practical. It's something we would have needed anyway.
Yes, that's true.
And this way, at least we'll have it now, instead of, you know, having these projects and then being dead in the water, possibly.
Yeah. Like I would not be comfortable turboing this car without buying a truck, right? Or some kind of daily driver. Now, if I'm going to spend money on something that I'm comfortable daily driving, obviously it's going to have lower mileage and be in good condition.
I will say we had other options when you decided that this project has gone as far as we could take it. I mean, we did, before we came to a conclusion, we did have other ideas. Like the first one you told me, an Evo X.
The Evo 10 GSR is what I was kind of leaning towards, or a 4-door M3, just something with a little bit more room. But then we got to thinking, like, well, even if I get the Evo, I'm going to want to make it a lot of horsepower because we live in the Midwest, right? So
there is quick Evos around here.
Yeah, so in the Midwest, here in America, people generally only care, oh my gosh, see how big that pop was? People here only care about drag racing, which we like drag racing.
I love drag racing. You're not so much, but
I'm more now than I was. And there's not a whole lot of autocross events here, and I would have to drive a good distance.
The closest one is what, 4 or 5 hours away?
Yeah, like I would have to go to St. Louis. Now with all that said, if I get the next car I was going to get, depending on if it was an M3 or if it was the
M3,
Evo,
M5 V10.
Yeah, I looked at the V10. Ideally, I want to be in the 10s for quarter mile time, and I wanted something that could get me there. But once you start pushing the limits of even the M3 or the Evo, I mean, anything you push the limits with, you're gonna have reliability issues. So with that said, I was back in the same spot, like, well, I need a daily driver still. And so that's where we're at.
That's why we scratched all those ideas. Maybe not permanently though.
Hey. Hey guys. Hi. What are you doing? Alright, let's go. Fuck out of here. So you're probably wondering, what are you doing? I got rid of the BRZ. It's gone.
There's reasons.
Let's explain while we're driving the truck. Reason being is And I know I had that whole episode like, I'm gonna do this to BRZ, that to the BRZ, whatever. Okay. Basically, it was I had to get a truck regardless, because if I turbo the BRZ, they're not. Everyone knows they're not super reliable. They're very hit or miss.
There's that, and you know, just a good project car hauler.
Yeah, and this for the Datsun. So we got rid of the BRZ. I now am driving a 2011 Ford F-150 with the 5.0 Coyote motor. So I love it. Transmission's super smooth. The car gets up and goes for, I say the car. The truck gets up and goes for what it is. I enjoy it so far. I do want to lift it, but with coilovers, and maybe eventually get the Edelbrock supercharger for it, which would be, that'd be fun. And I also have planned, of course, now that I have a truck to tow stuff with, haul, whatever, I have a plan for what I want to do. I have a project car that I already have the idea of what I want it to be, and it's not going to be overly expensive.
Not going to be over expensive. They're a dime a dozen in this area.
Yeah.
And it's popular, but it's not overdone.
No, yeah.
And another reason why getting rid of the Subaru was, you know, it was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
And it was because, especially in this area, it's such a cheap car, and the mods are getting really, really cheap. It's become a Honda.
Yeah. The BRZ FRS. I mean, I didn't get rid of the car specifically, but it was one of the turning
downer.
points. Yeah, it was one of the turning points where the community is kind of crappy. Like, it's mostly people just doing, yeah, okay, I get it. You know, do mods for your car. It's your car. I get that. But a lot of them were turning out super ricey. No one really, I don't know how to put it. It just,
stupid wraps,
yeah,
stance life kind of suspensions,
wide body with
exhaust,
no power added to it.
And granted, you did put coilovers on it, you did performance exhaust on it, but you never stanced it. You set it up for basically like a rally, or not a rally, but autocross.
Yeah. But anyways, that was kind of the turning point, and so I was gonna have to buy, you know, the turbo kit and the add-ons for that, clutch, fuel, another tune, and then I was also gonna have to get a truck regardless for some kind of daily driver.
Okay, so $6,000 for a turbo kit for the BRZ. How much power does that make?
Well, if I just did the turbo kit, you can't go over, from what I've read up, you can't go over 300. Yeah, that's where the fuel maxes out.
$6,000 for 300 horsepower? No thanks.
Well, you can get fuel and stuff like that, but by then, once you start going over that, your transmission doesn't like you, and there's a lot of complications that go.
You know how much money, or you know how much power I could make with $6 grand into a 383?
I will give you a hint for the project car. It's gonna be a drift project car. He's got the drag project car, and I'm gonna get the drift project car.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You can slide into that wall.
Yeah. Pop back up with bills and stuff like that. So the project car for the drift car is coming, I want to say, within the next 2 months. The Datsun,
we should have the car in the next 2 months.
Yeah, we're making progress. We're updating you guys with what's going on, and now that we got the truck for hauling, and
not gonna apologize for the BRZ. Granted, that was our most popular.
It's most popular, but I was in a dead end. It's either I shell out $6,500, right, just for the turbo kit, just for 300 horsepower, and then I also want a daily driver, because they're known for overheating and it's summer right now, it's hot, you know, and it can get, you know, over 100 degrees with 100% humidity.
In this area, easily.
Yeah. So I'm not going to take that chance. So we were kind of at a dead end. Or I get the truck, which I did, and
which we were going to have to get anyway.
$6,000. I don't even need, maybe $3,000 or $4,000 is going to be the drift car that I have chosen, just running and able to slide it into a wall.
Yeah.
So now you guys know, you're updated, and a lot more is coming really soon. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.